everybody. Somebody from your team should be like the primary point of contact for this. They're going to use their computer and be doing work on their local machine. So is everybody ready with at least one laptop? I should imagine so. Yes? Good? Yeah. This is going to be a bit of a code along, kind of like, let's make sure we all get started on the right foot sort of thing. So please follow the directions carefully. I'm going to be supplying them to Ashi, who's going to be kind of being the same role that you are right now, following the instructions. So if there's any confusion or difficulty following along, we'll all know right away. At each stage, I'll wait to make sure that everybody's ready to move on. If you're having problems, let us know, and either myself or a fellow will come by and try to help make sure that we get past it. All right, so.
Wait, were we put them already created the organization GitHub?
No, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Yes. We're doing it all right now from scratch. Okay, so step one, go to GitHub. Do it.
Taskmaster.
I'm faster than everybody.
Oh, you're there. Okay.
Okay, in the top right of GitHub, you're going to see a plus button with a caret, and if you click on that, the bottom it says New Organization. So you can select that. Here's where you're going to put in your organization name and an email. It says billing email. It's required. It's not going to bill you. We're going to keep this the free version, but it is required to put one email in there. So please do that.
Oh.
And once you put in your billing email, we keep it on free. And down at the bottom, you don't click that. It's not owned by a business, and we say create organization.
Organized.
Okay, is anybody still working on that step? We're good? Great. So now we're on the invitation screen. You're going to invite all of your teammates by their emails or their GitHub usernames that they can talk to. If you do star in the background, my dog's
Start, wait.
literally like the name star space in the back. Is it maybe no space? Start dot. This is weird.
Your dog has been removed from GitHub.
It's not one.
Who can we harass? Tom's like, why am I getting invited to these organizations?
Also, please invite us, your instructors. Did you race ahead? Yes. Yes, so I'm going to put my email in the Slack. It's gabriel@fullstackacademy.com. I believe Ashi at gracehopper.com?
Not on GitHub, I think. Yeah, just Queer Violet is my username. Just use that. I'm not actually sure what my GitHub email is.
If you didn't, if you raised a hand, you already invited everybody and clicked OK. It's okay. We can add it later. There's a way to do it from the settings where you go back to invite members. It's not a super high priority this second, but we'll make sure that we get it by the end of the day.
What's your email?
It's
just do Queer Violet.
What about the PM? So you're not assigned completely.
No, not yet. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue on here. And what do we plan to use this? I don't know if we have to. We can skip this step, or we can say hobby and
Or can I just, yeah.
whatever we want. Yeah, I would skip it.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm getting all sorts of GitHub invitations. Great. So now let's go over to settings. Actually, people. Sorry. I thought I had clicked on this. There we go. So everyone who got invited should go to their email and actually accept the invitation. They don't actually become members of the organization until you accept.
Oh, damn, I can't just get. You want nothing? Why don't I do
So I'm going to go join right now. And I click join. And now I'm a member of this organization. So if Ashi refreshes, she
Having
should
to
see-
refresh GitHub.
I
I'm
know,
disappointed
right?
in you. Okay.
They should be using sockets, so we don't have to refresh.
Yeah.
They do sockets for quite a lot of stuff, but not this. Once everybody's showing up, besides myself, I'm not going to be doing this right now, but at least your teammates. Once your teammates are showing up here, you're going to want to make them owners. So over on the right, I think, with the gear icon,
I think. Is this a thing?
yeah, we can. That's beautiful. We can select all and change role to owner.
So it's doing this and then. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, that was selection.
Yeah. Maybe that's not possible.
I see. Ashi, if you do select all, then it turns into 2 members selected. If you click on that, does it allow you to do things? No, it doesn't. You don't want to do that.
Okay, we'll just do this one by one.
We'll do it the broken, slow, sad way.
Confirm this password. Do you know it? No, nobody knows it.
Annoyingly, even when you change the role, you also have to refresh it, which is surprising.
Did I not do it?
But you did do it, but you have to refresh amazingly.
I did refresh, so let me try it again.
Oh.
There.
There we go. Okay. Who is still working on making people owners? Okay.
Yeah,
Give it a minute.
So the 3 owners of the
Alright, well, except for teachers who didn't join us.
yeah, I know. On Thursday, right?
Are we good? Good across the board. Okay, so now go back to the repositories tab of your organization. There's going to be this beautiful big green button, create a new repository. We're going to do that, and we're going to make sure that we do it in a way that it does not initialize with any readmes or licenses or things like that. We want a new empty repo with no history. So you're going to give it a name. This name can change in the future.
What are we selling?
We're selling dreams.
Dreams.
Yeah.
So, a store.
For drams.
A store for dreams and drams.
Oh, I love it.
Which.
Yeah.
And
we
this,
don't want to click anything
yeah.
else. Just keep it public. Don't initialize with anything. Create repository. It'll be a new empty repo with a bunch of here's what to do next kind of stuff, which we're not going to do.
Wait, so it's okay to have an organization? It
It is okay. Yes, your org name and your repo name may be the same. That's a common thing. It's not a required thing. It's up to you.
Yeah, it's gonna be the URL. So
You want to add a license or anything?
No, don't include any of those buttons. The only thing you need to do is set the name and create repo.
I guess you can change this. Oh, that's a confusing start.
Are we waiting on any teams? We're good? Okay, cool. So that is step one. Step two, we're going to now go create our repo locally. So we're going to switch over to the terminal, and in whatever temporary or permanent folder that you want to put this project in, you're going to create the folder name and cd into it.
Should everyone do this?
Yes, you should all be on your terminal locally creating a folder for your project. And navigating into it.
But not every team. Are you saying every team member?
Or
just one?
Yes, all team members do this.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, I'll create this stuff.
At a bare minimum, one of you needs to do it, and then you can do it later, but you really all should do this.
Well, there's going to be one step. Not everyone should push it.
That's true.
But by the way, it's called.
One person do this stuff, and then everyone else clone it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Kinda
yeah,
sad.
that's better. You're right.
You can pull from your.
Yeah, just one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one.
Okay, everybody CV'd into their project directory. Great. You're now going to git init, creating a new empty repo. And I'm going to slack out a link here. Actually, a shell command.
Quick question.
Yes, what is the question?
During our review week, I ran across like different things like, I don't know if it's like React, like Cleat type of things that like create like a humongous like boilerplate for
Like create React app.
Create what?
Create React app.
That's like one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we do one of those or should we just not do it?
Don't do
We
one of
are
those
doing
now.
a scaffold. We're not
Yeah.
doing one of those. We're doing the scaffold we give you for the specific pedagogical reasons that we want it to look exactly like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a,
For Capstone, you
this
can
is
go a little bit
dictatorship.
crazier.
Grease Shopper is not a democracy. So I've slacked out a shell command to the 1801 channel, which is git remote add Boilermaker, and then a link. That link is not to the Full Stack Academy Boilermaker, it's to my fork of the Full Stack Academy Boilermaker. And that way I can easily modify it sort of unilaterally without having to clear it with all the other instructors. And I can make sure that you pull down whatever the heck I want your project to look like. So after doing the git remote add, if you do git remote space -v, you'll see that that remote has been added.
What does that do?
It shows all the remotes in verbose mode. What is adding the remote do?
Sure. What does that remote do too?
Adding the remote
What the hell is a remote?
What is a remote? This is actually a really good question. So your local Git project, Git in general, is a distributed version control system. Git itself does not have the notion or inclination that there is one canonical Git repo that exists out there that everything orbits around. GitHub kind of artificially adds that distinction by being a very popular place to store one canonical source version of your repo that everything orbits around. But that's not the way Git as a kind of plumbing system works. So a remote is the idea that in your local Git repo on your machine, there might be references or pointers to the same repo in other locations. And you might have multiple remotes. So there might be multiple copies of this repo that live in different places that you want to be able to communicate with, either pulling data from or pushing data to. We're going to set it up so that you have two remotes. This remote that I just added is to my version of Boilermaker that's a fork of the full stack Boilermaker. And we're going to have another remote that is to your project, and that's going to be the origin remote. Most of the time when you're working, you're going to be pushing and pulling to and from the origin remote, your own project. But in the future, if I add a bug fix or change some deploy script or something like that, you can very easily get it by pulling from my remote. So that's what we're doing here. We're setting up remotes so we can easily merge in changes in the future, but most of the time you're going to be working on your own project.
That's why we didn't call this origin, I presume.
Exactly. Speaking of origin, well, let's first do this.
Yeah.
If you do git fetch Boilermaker now, it pulls down from my fork into your project, but not into your working directory. So now you'd also have to do git merge. Oh yeah, so this is cool. So we see all of the stuff from the fork, but if we look at the working directory, if we ls, there's still nothing there apparently. So this is the idea that a remote is really like a copy of my fork that lives in the Git folder, but it's different from your working tree. It's different from the actual files and folders that you are currently working on. So the next step, we're going to do git merge Boilermaker/master. And this is going to pull in the data from that local copy of my fork into your working index, and now there's a bunch of logs and commits and files and features and things like that. Has everybody merged in Boilermaker master? Great. So next up, we're going to add your project. Yes, question. Still working on it. Okay.
Just give merge
Boilermaker/master. Yeah. Sorry.
You're good. Okay, great. Next up, we're going to add your remote. So that's going to look like git remote add origin, and then the git URL that's visible right now on your project page. And once you've done that, if we do git remote verbose, you're going to see both the Boilermaker and origin remotes. And finally, you're going to do git push space -u space origin space master. So git push.
The last time you will ever do this.
Origin master, yes. This is going to push up from your local working index to your project master. So if we refresh your project page, you'll actually see all of the Boilermaker commits and code. The -u set this particular remote as the tracking branch. So from now on, whenever you do pull or push, it'll automatically pull or push to and from your project, not my fork. And we've refreshed the repo and we see the updated files.
Mm-hmm. And all of your commits. This is just your way of like making yourself seem more. Thousands of people have forks of my stuff.
Yes. I am the source.
Look at this. You haven't even started, and already Gabe has all the commits on your repo.
Okay, so next up we're going to set up continuous testing, which will, in the future, also be your CI tool, your continuous integration tool, once you get to deployment. So for this, we're going to go to a new site, travis-ci.org.
Travis, to me, the one
TRAVIS-CI.org. And on the right corner, you're going to see maybe something slightly different if you've never used Travis. You're going to see sign in with GitHub, which is what we want. Sign up or sign in with GitHub.
I think I have never done this, so I think.
So near the bottom of the permissions page, don't click right away, because there's a small button right next to your project that says grant. We want to grant Travis access to your organization.
all of you members doing this, or just me?
We'll start with just one main member for now. Later, we're going to add people to Travis as collaborators. We might need to do that. We might not. I'll have to find out. I actually need to test that. Once we've authorized Travis to have access to our organization, it's going to go synchronize with our GitHub account, see what repos we do or don't have, pull down all that information. Be really slow because suddenly 40 full stackers are attacking it.
I actually think it's probably enumerating all the repositories I have access to, right?
Which is a lot.
It's, yeah, great.
Yeah. We get bumped back into the profile. And on the left, there's going to be an organization list. We want to scroll down to the organization and click on it. And then there's just a big old toggle switch, and you're going to turn it on.
Turn off or turn on?
On. It will be off. You're turning it on. If you now click on the title of that particular project, for instance, for us, it's the organization/America, and you click on build history, it's going to say there's nothing happening. Travis will be triggered every time there's a new branch or pull request.
I can trigger a build right now, right?
Sorry? Oh, maybe you can. Let's try it. Select branch master, trigger custom build. I didn't even notice this button. CodeShip doesn't let you do this. Hold tight. So once we trigger a build, which is a step we're adding here, if you click on the actual build, it'll show you log information. I think you can...
Right here. Oh, that's probably going to go to GitHub. Oops.
I know there's a way to do it. Oh, it already passed. If you went to build history or something.
Is it this?
That one, yeah. That looks like it.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, cool. So if you find your way to this page, you'll get to see, it's kind of like watching paint dry. You get to see Travis spool up a Linux box, a Docker container, install Postgres, switch over to the right version of Postgres, install Node, switch over to the right version of Node, install your project, cache the Node modules, and finally it will run npm tests.
That might take a while.
It'll take a couple minutes, maybe 2 minutes. If we go over to GitHub in the meantime, and you look at the master, if we refresh this, the commit page actually,
For
188 commits, you'll see the master now has this orange dot, indicating it's currently being tested by Travis.
And I think if we go look at this...
It might let you do it at the bottom. I don't know what to do if
on,
it just branches.
Yeah. Well, we're about to see.
Sorry? Yeah, you want to trigger a build just to make sure it works.
Yeah.
It will work, but you want it to like cache the node modules and things like that. Yes.
Yeah, what did we do?
On the top right, under more options, you could say trigger build.
Do you want to make a commit message stuff like that?
I just went with the default.
You don't have to, yeah, whatever the default was. Hey, this one passed, so we get this beautiful green check mark.
It's a nice shade of green.
It's a kind of a grass.
Yeah.
And whenever you also get a passing build, if you go look at our commit history in GitHub, you're going to see that that orange dot has transformed into a green check mark, indicating that this commit was verified to work. This, by the way, is only as useful as your tests, right? All it's doing is running npm test and making sure that that can run without errors. So having a good test suite is what makes this practice actually useful. I'll give it a minute for people to catch up. Yeah.
While we're waiting, who paid for this service? Is it free service?
Travis is a free service, but also has a paid tier. So it's paid for people who need the extra speed and parallelization, whatever other features that they offer for their luxury accounts.
It's the drug dealer model.
Yeah.
They get you hooked on it now when it's free, and then you just need it.
Travis, by the way, is one CI tool out there. There's a lot. There's Circle CI, CodeShip. CodeShip we've used in the past. I like Travis because these settings for Travis are actually a file, .travis.yaml, that lives in your GitHub repo. And that's good because then for every state of the project, it has a Travis YAML that reflects that state of the project. So if you change the project later and you need to change the Travis settings to account for that, you don't get this weird state where your current Travis settings are outdated for other branches or forks of things.
What does CI stand for?
It doesn't stand for anything. It's the name of a person or something. Maybe
No,
it's
no,
an acronym.
CI is continuous integration.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I heard Travis.
Yeah. You don't have to understand this file. You can understand this file.
I tried to put some helpful comments in there, because otherwise it's just typical opaque config stuff. Okay, is anybody still waiting for their build to pass? Yes. Is it running?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Good. Okay,
That's
so
okay.
we're probably fine. I'm actually going to move on at this point. What we want to have now is make it impossible to merge code into master without Travis giving it the okay. So we're going to go back over to GitHub. We're going to go to your repo and go click on the settings. And on the left, we have branches. And under protected branches, we're going to choose master. We're going to protect the branch. We will require pull request reviews before merging. This is like a bunch of arbitrary, opinionated checkboxes that I'm going to tell you to check. I'm going to say dismiss stale pull request approvals when new commits are pushed. I think we do want to require status checks. Specifically, we want branches to be up to date, and we want Travis to be checked off. So it will not allow us to merge code into master unless Travis has that green check mark. And it'll be automatic. If it's pending, if it's building and doing the testing, once Travis gives it the check, then it will merge into master. Or then it will be mergeable into master. It's not automatic at all. Completely ignore the last two sentences I said. I've been 50-50 about this. Ashi, what's your opinion about include administrators? If I don't click that, then administrators can override it. They can say, no, merge to master anyway. If you click this box, then you will not be able to merge into master unless the status checks pass. If you promise to all be good and fix problems when they come up, then you can leave that box unchecked. But if you know yourself and you know that temptation runs strong in your blood, then you might want to check it.
Also, if temptation runs really strong, you'll just come in here and change this, because you're all
Why is that
owners.
even a consideration?
Sorry?
Why is that even a consideration?
Why would you want to push it?
Yeah, why do you want the ability to apply?
Why would you want to let administrators do that? Maybe it's like whatever the status check is, because it could be more than just testing. It could be all sorts of other things, like you have a service for checking the code quality from, like are people using uppercase variable names and things. And you want to be able to selectively enforce, like, you know what, this needs to ship right now because our clients are hemorrhaging money because the credit card code is like actively charging them 20 times in a row. And it doesn't matter that the variable names are capitalized, the test pass, it should go into the code base. Something like that.
But there's also, you may want to skip review if you're pushing a tactical change. Like, something is wrong in production, this fixes it. It's okay, like some teams will decide it's okay to send that out for review and push it simultaneously. So you want to be able to skip that review requirement.
Can you change this?
Yeah, you can change this later. Another thing is that Travis will sometimes just fail for no good reason.
Yeah. It's a complicated service with definitely some bugs.
Yeah. I'm going to leave this not checked.
Sure. Once we're finished checking off the right boxes here, we can click Save Changes.
We're dysfunctional, anyway.
Yes. And as a fun little demo, let's commit something trivially on our master branch and attempt to push it to GitHub.
So, for
Maybe, like, change the
example,
ruling or something.
I'm going to say that...
We'll just do this like a quick demo. You don't have to confirm it yourself.
So I'm going to make a trivial problem by adding an X here. I think it should be called JSX, but I'm not changing the file name. always have appropriate config messages. And then all I'm going to do is git push origin master, right?
Yep.
That might work.
Why did it work? Oh, because the administrator works or something else. Why did it let you do that?
Maybe the administrator. Actually, do you know that this prevents pushes? That those boxes prevent pushes? Actually, it should,
I
right?
thought it did, yes.
So maybe we should check this. Let's try it again.
Wait, double check my
Yeah, I have a distinct, albeit possibly invented memory.
no. The other check mark is going to just restrict who can push to the first.
No, we don't really. Oh, no, maybe. So restrict who can push to this branch.
No, I think it's
still
probably
requires the
this.
status check.
Yeah.
I think it was that. Is
So-
it forcing a failure now?
Let's see.
But now, let's find out.
Well, yeah. So git push origin master. Great. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
probably should check this.
Yeah,
Is what
check
that
the
means.
box.
So now it's broken and
Yeah, now we
cannot
can't fix it. So now we're going to
Great.
show how to do some gig collaboration here. And for this, I think we can swap because we're now at the stage where
Right.
we start doing this.
Thank you.
So at this point, you're basically set up, and now I'm going to be demonstrating just how we actually collaborate when we can't push to master and we need to